Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. All right, so I actually let the little rascal in there today, me and a buddy of mine, because we want to catch him. And we're going to take his two little cockerel hens and him and put them in this little kennel laying up there. And he's going to take them to his mama. That way, they'll be gone from here. And the hens are laying eggs, so it's a benefit to her. She wasn't sure about the rooster, but it kind of goes with the two hens. They came over here with him. They need to leave here with him. But anyway, the one Rhode Island Red mix, that could possibly have been one of mine that got away when the dogs attacked. So I'm not even worried about it. It can stay here because it looks just like my mixed Rhode Island Reds that are right there. What I call barnyard mix. Those three were in the brooder in the house when the dogs attacked and killed everything else except my two roosters. So I think two roosters and maybe a hen, and that hen didn't make it. She lived a few days but didn't make it. So something's getting that blueberry bush because I keep seeing stuff fall out of it and the chickens run after it when it falls out. So something's over there knocking the buds off or something. I don't know. But anywho, so we let him in so he'll go to roost with the hens like he did last time. And my buddy will be back at dark, which will probably be another 30, 45 minutes. And we'll go in there when they're on roost and it's dark and just pick him up and put him in the kennel and those two hens as well. And he can take them to his mama. His mama lives right there close by him. So, but I had him here for a different reason today. Y'all know I've been talking about getting a hitch mounted on the back of this mower. Well, he's the welder. And we actually decided not to weld it. The way this Kubota's made, it's got a steel frame that wraps around the bottom there that just bolts on. So we drilled a hole in it and bolted the hitch I bought onto it so I could just slide this trailer up. And I just finished cutting the grass. Now, I cut around the house and the chicken pens and all that 2 days ago, but I just finished cutting everything else, pulling that trailer. Yes, you can't turn a zero turn with a stick steer with a wagon behind it, but it's not that hard to do. I only turned sharp, I think 2 or 3 times for the tire to hit the frame, but no big deal. You just learn how to drive it that way, but I can just pull the screwdriver up and unhook it. But something else I wanted to tell y'all. I told y'all I ordered some raised beds. I ordered 10 more of those large grow bags. And then I ordered 3 4x8, 12-inch high raised beds. And I ordered 2 3x3 by a foot high raised beds. I wanted 4x4, but I couldn't find them. So the 2 3x3s came in today. So I've got to get them put together. And I've got to get this ground out here harrowed. And when the fabric comes in, the landscape fabric I ordered, or weed mat, whatever you want to call it, after I get it harrowed up a little bit, I'm going to lay that down and then put them boxes on there, because it'll probably be another week before the bigger ones get here. So, of course, the small one showed up first. But I don't want to jump the gun and put them together and set it out here, and I'm not going to put soil in it and all that until I'm got them set up the way I want them set up. And I'll have to move that tie rod away, of course, and cut these little pines that are growing down and move this ridge metal out of the way. But once I get it done, all the grow bags will go in there and all the raised beds will go in there and get it set up the way I want to. And then I can focus on filling them up with my compost and buying some soil to finish them off, and then start framing out this thing to turn it into a high tunnel or a greenhouse, whichever you want to call it. Layman's terms, we call all high tunnels greenhouses, but the definition is a high tunnel is not heated or for the winter months, where a greenhouse typically has some type of heat in it to keep it from getting too cold. So that'll be a high tunnel. but I may end up one day putting some heat in there. We'll just see how it turns out. But I've already priced the greenhouse plastic to cover it with. I know it's going to cost me between probably around the $300 mark to do what I want to do with it, but at least it'll be complete at that time. Possibly $400, depending on how much the lumber and all costs, but I'm going to spend between $100 and $150 on greenhouse plastic. But anyway, as y'all can see, all the grass is cut all the way around. Now, I do need to still go out into the range, into the woods where I've got it cleared, and keep the weeds down back there because they're getting up too. The weeds are what's growing. The grass is not very tall, but it's turning green. The weeds is what's growing, but either way, it looks good when you cut it. So I get that done, and hopefully get some other projects finished. But I think he only stayed a couple of hours. It took us about an hour to get them holes drilled. That hitch that I bought is 1/4 inch thick steel, so it took a while for us to drill it's a big 5/8 bolt, so it took us a while to get the hole drilled through it, and then drill through the frame, of course, and get it tightened up to where I could hook up to it. But we spent about an hour on it, and I've got a hitch to go on the back of my truck that I need put on, and he's agreed to do that sometime down the road. We'll just have to go buy the bolts that we need to bolt it on and drill it out. My frame does not have any holes in it to bolt on a hitch, so I know I got 2 balls on the bumper back there that were on it when I bought it, but I'd rather have a hitch back there. If I wanted to mount a winch to a plate or something and put it in that receiver mounted to the frame, I don't have to worry about damaging the truck. And I just want to get it done. It's not something that's important right away, but he knows I want it done, so hopefully he'll be back in the near future to finish that. And I'm planning on going in there and taking them clamshells off the bushes because they're just not doing anything. But other than that, I'm happy with it. It pulls that wagon like it's not even back there. So now I can drive it down to my compost pile and slowly get that entire compost pile put into those raised beds when all that's done. So that's progress. It's one little, I tell y'all all the time in prepping, one baby step at a time. Y'all do something small that's going to make your life easier and get you better prepared. And having a way that is dependable like that mower to pull that wagon so I can haul stuff. And that doggone mower is the fastest mower I've ever ridden. But that beside the point. And y'all know I bought that Kubota back there for parts on it. The only thing that Kubota needs is the universal shaft that I took off of it to put on my mower. The deck is in great shape. Everything works. The motor's in good shape. The tires are good. Seat's even better than mine, but I bought it for parts. The plastic cover is broken on it, but I mean, working wise, that mower is 100% other than that one drive shaft. So if something happens, I've got a dependable way. It just take a little time to fix it. But that thing can pull that wagon. You can haul a lot in that little 10 cubic yard wagon, and it's a dump wagon as well. Pull the front lever and the entire bed will dump out the back. I'm planning on dumping it into my raised beds, and that will make life a whole lot easier for one old man to move a whole bunch of soil. I don't have to be in a hurry with a shovel to fill it up. The wagon rides high enough that it'll be over the 12-inch raised bed, and I can just back it over it, pull that lever right there, and the whole trailer will dump, and I can just kind of rake out the rest of the soil out of it. It's just going to make my life a little easier. Yeah, I forgot to move the hose and cut these little weeds here. But either way, look at that rose bush just showing out early. I did get the weeds pulled out of it, as y'all can see. But man, that rose bush is just showing out early this year. But I want to show y'all something else. I look down in here. I got potato growing right there, there, and there. Oh, that one's coming up too. So I got 4 coming up that I planted in there, all 4 of them. In here, I've got one, I think that's one there. May be wrong, but at least 3 coming up in this one. I don't see any coming up, not potatoes, in this bag. Oh, yeah, dude, right there. There's one right there. So I got 1 coming up in there. And I see 3 coming up in this one. And 1. I see 2 coming up in that one. It's an itty bitty one, but it's coming up right there. Let's see. I don't see any in this one. Sure don't. They might though. And then I've got some, y'all see the little green shoots coming up in here. I don't remember if I planted potatoes in this one or tomatoes. And I don't know what those little green things are. They could be tomatoes and I just don't know. So I'm gonna let them grow until I know it's a weed. And if it's a weed, I'll pull it out. But every one of these has some coming up. I planted tomatoes in each 4 corners like I did the potatoes. So hopefully that's tomatoes coming up. I don't know. It's been a week and a day since I planted them. So hopefully that's what that is. And they'll be old enough to take out of these grow bags and put into the raised beds once I get the raised beds done in, you know, a couple of weeks. So that'll give me something growing for this year anyway. And we had range qualifications on the range this morning, so I got out there and picked up a full quart Ziploc bag full of brass, and there's still probably a gallon's worth laying out there on the ground. But that's hard to pick that stuff up when you're old man. You get on your hands and knees and crawl around. But if the weather permits in the next week or so, I'm planning on burning both these piles. I'll do one at a time. If I can get that one burned down, because that's tree, you know, the pear tree and all that, not pear, peach tree and all that broke in that pile with a little bit of scrap lumber. I'll burn it, then I'll clean up the whatever's in there that didn't burn, and then I'll burn this side. We'll see how it all works out. But I got to have the weather. It was windy today. It's just now, y'all see the flags are still flying. But it was really, really windy. They were straight out an hour ago. So I can't burn on a windy day like that. But if I can get a nice calm day, maybe forecasted for rain in the next 24 hours or something, I'll get out there and burn it. And that way, if something happens, the rain will be not far behind it. But either way, once I get that done, I plan on trying to get my old tractor out from over here, and I want to park it on this side. And then put my mower, there's room for it and my mower in there. I'll just move my other stuff. I can drive the mower straight through and park the tractor on this side. And of course I got my fuel storage there. So hopefully I can start getting some of this junk cleaned up. Like them old barrels and stuff there, buckets, not barrels. That's just trash. I need to get them put in the dumpster so the county will pick it up and haul it off. And that's a 55-gallon drum there that we cut in half long ways. And I actually put soil in it and turned it into a worm bed. But what I had happen is I had it set up on blocks over at the edge of the woods. The armadillos would get up in there at night and just dig and destroy my worms. It was full. And after 2 or 3 nights of the armadillos getting in there, you hardly couldn't find a worm. So I moved it from there and put it behind the house right there. And put some hardware cloth over it. So that stopped the armadillos from getting in it. But eventually I just got tired of dealing with that. And I ended up dumping them on the ground right there and put a sheet of OSB over it. And I'd go out there every now and then with that OSB and pick it up and throw, you know, table scraps and bread and all that stuff in there. And the worms would eat it. So I just kind of got away from it. But I do want to work on getting a lot of this stuff that's trash out and gone and cleaned up. And, you know, my rabbit boxes, they pretty much ain't no good. I need to take them apart and burn the stuff. Save what I can save off of them, maybe the hinges and things like that. get that tractor moved, and then I can get this side cleaned up, because I'm going to end up having to do something besides this to store lumber and stuff under these shelters with, because the carpenter bees are starting to get into them. So I need treated lumber to build the frames out of, so I ain't got to worry about the carpenter bees destroying it and taking it all down. I mean, that's all brand new boards up there. But that's the idea, is build it with treated lumber and solve that issue. Now, my old Harry Ferguson's not as tall. I'm looking. Not as tall as the Cub Cadet Yanmar was, with that roll bar on the back. So I can park it over here and still have the lumber storage above it. But I'll probably put this side, come down to where I can walk under it without having to lean down, and then go out that direction, so I'll have more room. And more than likely, that's what I'm going to do, buy treated lumber and get that done, so I can get that stuff stored and tear that other side down, because them boards, like I say, the carpenter bees are destroying them. So, got a few things done. Yard looks better. Chickens are happy. That little rooster is thrilled. He's getting, you know, what he's doing now. Breed with the hens, but I'm not going to incubate them. Got 24 eggs yesterday. That's a really good day. So it's steadily increasing. I have not collected today. I've got a hen in the nesting box right now. There was a Rhode Island Red in there earlier, and that may be what's in there now. No, it looks like a black sex link. But either way, they're trying to set. And those nesting boxes roll away. The eggs roll to the front. So once they get up, the eggs roll away from them. It's not going to let them set. And I go in there and run them out and get the eggs anyway. But that's what they're trying to do. So I may put one of the old nesting boxes or something in there and let one of them set. But then every hen in there is going to want to lay their eggs in there, and you got to mark them so you know which eggs are being incubated and which ones are not, and all that good stuff. I don't know. It's an option. If crap hit the fan, that's definitely an option. I've got enough chicken in the freezer. I got enough eggs in the freezer. We could do without eggs for, you know, it takes 21 days to incubate an egg. I could do without eggs for 2 or 3 months and let the hens set and run the incubator and hatch off as many as possible and grow the flock really, really fast. That's why I want this many chickens. So once you grow the flock that big, then you can, you know, keep it large and butcher hens and roosters and all that, and keep yourself in meat and eggs when a lot of people won't have it. That's why I'm a prepper. But either way, I do have one of my sawzalls ready with a large wood cutting blade. I'm probably going to cut them trees down pretty soon, them pear trees. But with them blooms on that apple tree back there, I'm going to let it go and see what happens. I think it's early for apple trees to bloom, but I'm going to see what happens with that. It's got quite a few blooms on it. So we'll just have to see. Guys, I appreciate y'all watching my video. I need to build more rollaway nesting boxes as well. Take all them store-bought ones out and put the ones I build in there. That one's a little big for the number of hens that are in there. I may take it out and put it in one of the other pens, like this one, because there's room to go on that wall with it. There's more hens over there. And then build a smaller one for the middle pen and a smaller one for the last pen, because there's not as much room in there for the nesting boxes. So just an idea. I've got plenty of stuff to do. If my wallet was as deep as my wants, I'd be okay, but it ain't. Whew. Anywho, I'm gonna get off here. I've still got a few other things to do. I've got clothes I got to go put in the dryer to get them done tonight. I've already checked Sparky's food and water, filled his bucket of water back up with fresh water, and his feeder's still fine. Didn't get any wet food in it from the rain the way I mounted it this time. So that's good. But either way, the yard looks really good once it's cut like that. So I'm pleased with it. I've still got the weed eat. Oh man, I forgot to do this. So I'll get it tomorrow. Cut it. That's why I parked over here, so I could cut where I've been parking. Y'all see, it's weeds. It ain't grass. Either way, thank y'all very much. Remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.